Welcome to the second part of the Olmsted County DFL's interview with Representative Kim Norton. In the first part of our interview, Representative Norton spoke about her work on radon legislation and traffic safety issues. When our team sat down with Representative Norton in early March, the legislature had just finished working quickly to pass the bonding bill and was waiting for word back from the office of Republican Governor Tim Pawlenty.
Let's talk a little bit about the bonding issue. What's happening there right now?
Well, right now the bonding bill has Rochester area projects in it. And so the bonding bill has a direct impact on the state, but also on our community. I think there's a lot of confusion by constituents that I talk to who seem to think that the bonding bill is taking money away from the general fund and that could be used to balance the budget. And that isn't the case. It's actually bonds that are sold to investors that we invest in projects of statewide importance or infrastructure, and then those are paid back, much like a house mortgage, over a long period of time. And it's something that we do every other year in the legislature. The bonding bill isn't just a wild hair that someone thought of. It's actually the purpose of Minnesota's legislature every other year. We work on the budget one year, we work on the bonding projects the next year, and unfortunately, because of the economy, we're also having to work on the budget this year, which has been true for the last several years given the downturn in the economy. But so those projects are important for Rochester, and while an individual may not like a particular project, the idea that Minnesota has the bonding bill and that Rochester get its fair share, given that we're the third or fourth largest city and certainly have the largest private employer in the state with Mayo Clinic and then all the spin-off businesses from that, it's very important that we keep our community strong and that we grow in order to handle all the needs and wants of our community. So I think it's important that we get our fair share. And so, as I said, while you may not like the individual project, it's been chosen because it will be good for our economy, provide jobs now as the building is being built, perhaps, but long term it'll provide visitors to our community, for instance, the Civic Center, visitors to our community who will spend money in our town, staying in our hotels, eating at our restaurants, buying products in our stores. And that's great for our local area, but also it's money for state coffers as well, which is good for everyone.
Not many days after this interview was taped, Governor Pawlenty signed the bonding bill into law. However, he used his line-item veto to kill several specific projects, many of which were important to the Rochester area. According to the Rochester Post-Bulletin's political party blog, Rochester Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director Brad Jones estimated that the cancellation of the Civic Center expansion will cost Rochester some $11 million due to cancellations in advanced bookings.
As we're wrapping up, is there anything else that you'd like to add to this interview that you'd really like citizens of Rochester and your district to know? I just think one of the things I guess I like to share with people is that I do appreciate input. And so I do a survey every year and I send that out to approximately 3,500 homes. I do Republicans, Democrats, Independents, undecideds alike. So I get a very full view of my constituents' thoughts. But that's not the only way to communicate. They can communicate by email or phone calls. I do second Saturday coffees, the second Saturday of every month at Dunn Brothers in Rochester, and I think I had a dozen people last week at that. And so just to encourage people to keep an open line of communication, to come talk to me about their shares and concerns, bring me suggestions for bills. I do have a group of students in Rochester that has contacted me about carrying a bill on STEM scholarships for college students, which was interesting. So I'm going to see if I can get that drawn up and see if that'll work through the higher ed committee this year. So ideas, just like the radon bill, come from constituents. They don't always come from legislators or lobbyists, and I encourage people to bring their thoughts and ideas to me. Thank you so much, Representative Norton, for joining us today and for sharing some insight into what's going on in the legislative process with fellow Olmsted County DFLers. Kim Norton's House website can be found by going to www.house.ledge.state.mn.us and typing Kim Norton's name into the search bar in the upper right-hand corner.
And we'd like to thank you for joining us. This podcast was a production of the Communications Committee of the Olmsted County DFL and was produced by volunteers. Our reporter was Jennifer Harvlin, and our producer was Alex Ball. We hope you'll join us for future Olmsted County DFL podcasts. You can find us online at www.olmsteddfl.org.